Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you on the March 23rd preview edition of Monday Night Raw. We're counting down until WrestleMania 31. It's coming right up around the corner. It's just a few days before my tires are going to hit the ground and we're pulling off. But you got to think about how long this Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker feud has been going on. Bray has been calling out Undertaker for well over 2 months, and except for the one-time lightning shot out of the ceiling and the words "when the man comes around" came onto the Titantron, as well as the words coming from Undertaker, it sounded much like 1990 Taker. Saying that he was going to be there. You got to tip your hat to Bray Wyatt. How long this has been going with one-sided promos, basically with him calling out Undertaker, with him bringing out the urns, and he said a million things, and really none of them have really meant anything in the long run. If you think back to that fast lane when he came out in the coffin, and he had the goblins and the ghouls. All the guys coming out in the trench coats and the robes with the trenches, torches covered in fire, thinking that Undertaker actually was coming out to answer this challenge. It was really cool. But, this is the go-home edition of Monday Night Raw. It's going to be coming to you live from the Staples Center in L.A. And I don't know, there's been those rumors out there floating around basically saying that Undertaker wasn't going to be a part of any of the Monday Night Raws or SmackDowns, main events, Superstars tapings, or anything else. They were going to be keeping him off of television because they wanted to have the suspense. They wanted to really have when WrestleMania 31 came, when you saw Taker, that was your mark out moment because you finally got to see this guy. Now, we haven't seen Taker in over a year since losing at WrestleMania 30 when he lost the streak to Brock Lesnar. If you go back in time and you think about WrestleMania 27 when Triple H beat Undertaker and pretty much to the point of no return, if he would have grabbed that sledgehammer in the no-holds-barred match, and it was able to actually get a good grip on it and be able to hit Taker, the streak would have been dead there at WrestleMania 27, right there in Atlanta, and that would have been the memorable moment that people would remember. But instead, it was Undertaker who went back to his cabin and started to clip his hair off because the only thing he could think of was that at WrestleMania 28, he needed his revenge. Even though he won the match, he didn't win it in his Undertaker fashion. He wanted to prove what the streak meant to him, and he wanted to prove that at WrestleMania, he was the better wrestler at WrestleMania 27. It wasn't just luck that got him through to make Triple H tap out. That's why they brought out the Hell in the Cell. That's why he had the mohawk. That was the thing behind it. Now, he loses last year at WrestleMania to Brock Lesnar because of the concussion, because of the F5s. Now he's coming back to fight a lesser opponent, and that is Bray Wyatt. What has Taker been doing to prove to everyone that this streak really meant something? We need to see Taker on Monday Night Raw tomorrow. We need to see him because we need to know what WrestleMania means to him. He's not coming in with a 21-0 streak anymore. He's just Undertaker. He's just the guy. He's just a WWE legend. There is no, big meaning, behind this match other than let's just put Taker out there one more time against Bray. We've been listening to these promos from Bray for a long time. It almost seems like Bray's not even really saying anything. He's just running his mouth. And it does sound good, but I just really haven't had anything that really hits me, that sticks with me, that makes this match mean anything. Taker coming out and actually having a confrontation with Bray Wyatt remind me, that this is actually a match that really does matter for something when it comes to WrestleMania 31. As of right now, this just sort of reminds me of like SummerSlam 2007, which ended up being the night of returns with Triple H and Rey Mysterio coming back from injury. Neither one of these guys were seen on SmackDown or Raw at the time. You had to order the pay-per-view in order to see Triple H go at it with the King Booker, and you had to see Rey Mysterio fight against Chavo Guerrero in both of their returns. So I think that was the night that Triple H just came out and flat out buried King Booker, and that was the night when Rey Mysterio came out dressed as the Silver Surfer, making his return. In the grand scheme of things, they made SummerSlam a memorable event that year, but the matches don't really go down in the history of either one of those guys. They just were returns to hype up WWE at the time, in the summer with SummerSlam, and push them into the next pay-per-view, knowing that these guys were back. So, Taker, I don't know. I hope it's the last go-round, and I hope we get to see him on Monday Night Raw tomorrow.